Hi everybody, it's me, Carrie, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Farmington Hills, Michigan. I am here on a pre-recorded video, which will go live on my Facebook page on Saturday, January 3rd, which happens to be my sweet husband's birthday. And as you know, last week we were celebrating my birthday week. So I'm excited to share this little project with you. We're going to use the Share a Milkshake bundle. It comes with this gorgeous stamp set and these fun dies. So let me get started. I do have a little bit of a technique to show you today, which I think you will like. I've pre-cut out some of the things so you don't have to sit and watch me do everything, but this I definitely wanted you to see. This is a piece of designer series paper. It is from the Bright and Beautiful 6x6 collection. By the way, starting on the 1st, which would be a couple days before this video, Stampin' Up! Does have a designer series paper sale, which is awesome. There are 13 different stamp sets, or I'm sorry, 13 different designer series papers that are 15% off. So I will be sending you this information, and I'll be posting it on my Facebook page. It's probably already posted by the time you see this, because I would have done that on the 1st for you. So anyway, don't forget that, because I like a good sale and I love designer series paper. Okay, so I am going to take some shipping tape, which, you know, we all use to close boxes and things. And, oh, here's a little tip for you. This is one of those little bread, like, tie thingies. It works great to try to find the edge of your tape, because it sort of disappears, right? So I'm going to take this, sorry for the crazy noise, and I'm going to cover this designer series paper in it. And then I'm going to cut off the rest, because I don't need it. And this is giving my designer series paper a fun sheen to it. See how now it's all shiny and fun? Because I am going to cut it out with the Milkshake cup. Is this a cup? Tumbler? I don't know. Almost looks like a flower vase, which could be a fun other project. So I'm going to take this over to my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and I'm going to cut it out. But I'm going to do it at the same time as I do the top piece. But for this one, I want to emboss. So I am taking a piece of very vanilla cardstock, just big enough to hold the image. Okay, it doesn't have to be any particular size. Taking my embossing buddy, this is an important step, and this is with the embossing toolkit, which you will find in the catalog on page 136. You can barely see it up there, but it is the embossing toolkit, and it is $27, number 159971. And what it comes with is an embossing buddy. Now, mine's a mess because I'm playing, right? An embossing tray. You don't get the powder, but you do get a brush and these really awesome tweezers. Can you see how that is? This piece is ceramic, but you don't want to touch it when you're embossing, just so you know. So that's a good add-on to your items. So back to this. We're going to take our embossing buddy, and we're just going to dust this piece of vanilla cardstock with it. Okay. Now with Versamark, I'm going to stamp this little ice cream top, or ice cream float top, depending on how you use it. It would also make a really cute cloud. And I'm going to just press that on there, where I get, I don't know if you guys can see it really well, but I get the image kind of shiny. Now I can take my embossing tray and I'm using white embossing powder. I used the vanilla to give it a contrast, the vanilla paper, but I want the white to show. Now the cool thing about this tray is all this leftover stuff, I can brush it down and it can come out this screw-on cap and it'll pour right back into place. So now I can take my handy dandy tweezers and move this out of the way before I spill it. Oh, I forgot to turn on one of my lights. There we go. And now I can emboss this for you. I don't know about you, but I love to watch things emboss. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit for you for this part. Because it's kind of fun to watch. And if you look, you're going to see it slowly start to change, and it'll get a little more shiny. See it starting to get whiter? And it just sort of flows across. I love it. Love embossing. It's just such a cool technique. And I know many of you are like, yeah, Carrie, we've seen embossing a million times. Okay, now it's 1,000,001. All right, so I'm going to scoop back out. And I'm going to take this cloud and I will put it on there. And I'm going to run that and my cup through the cut and emboss machine. Now I will tell you that I have cut out some other items previously. I cut out the small dish. Let me put them on here so you can see them better. A little topper. I think I have a couple of cherries. Oh, yeah, I do. The sentiment, which I cut out. A straw, which is right here, the straw. Here's my other cherry. The top for this dish, which is actually from the same designer series paper. And look at this cute little spoon. Y'all know we all get those pink little spoons. Maybe I'm thinking 31 flavors, but still, they are fun. So I cut all of that out ahead of time. One of the other things I cut out was the background pieces that I'll be using on the card. Now that is coming from this awesome set. It's called Deckled, I believe. Deckled rectangular shapes or rectangular dies, and they are very cool. So I used it here and for these two pieces. Okay, so I'm going to go cut those out. Okay, so now I have my pieces, and you can see now my little cup is nice and shiny. I did the same thing with the little dish too. It has the tape on the back of it also. And then my little puffy little piece here. Now here's an interesting thing about this die, which I love. It's so cool. This little line, it's actually a slit. So I'm going to be able to take my straw and put it right in there. So the straw is right inside that little cup. Okay, so now let's put our pieces together. The base for this card is a thick, a thick basic white. And as I've told you guys before, whenever you have the thick white or vanilla or a dark color, black, Night of Navy, Early Espresso, any of those dark colors, you will find that if you score your card first, which I don't do it with all of my cards. Some people do. I don't. But on the dark ones, I do. Because then when you fold, have you ever folded and it looks like your cardstock is cracking? That's why you need the score. And when you fold, I don't know if you can see it, but the bumpy uppy part. So when you score, you're scoring on this side. It's going in. You flip it over and you've got the bump. That is the inside of your card. Then you can line it up. Take your bone folder. Make a nice crease that way. Now this piece is going to go on the inside. So I'm hoping my liquid glue is going to be nice to me. It is. And this is just going to go at the top-ish of the inside of my card, just to make it a little bit more interesting on the inside, right? Okay, you can actually stamp another sentiment in there. And then this front piece obviously is for the front. I love the hearts too, and I was going to use them, but they were a little too busy when I wanted to add the designer series paper for the two ice cream cups. So that goes on there, and I love this deckled edge. It's just, oh, it's just so fun, right? Okay, now here comes the fun stuff. We are going to put together our shakes. So This is just my personal suggestion. You might want to grab a scrap of cardstock, or even one of these cute little, this is that Post-it note sticky tape, or a Post-it note, whatever. And I am going to line this up. Now, see, the straw is sticking out a little bit there. So that is going to get tucked into this little cup there. So it's kind of flowing over. And I love how it bubbles. Like, maybe this is a bubble tea float. Do you guys have bubble tea out by you? It's pretty awesome. It's good stuff. Then that'll hold it in place for when I glue it down. And you can do the same thing with the little piece here. Now this one, because it's supposed to be ice cream in a cup, I don't want it on the outside because it's straight. What are the odds it would be straight, right, coming out of your cup? So I am going to put the cup on top of the ice cream so that it sits inside. Now, here are a couple of other things we're going to do. I'm going to sit down for a minute so I can actually see what I'm doing. I was standing for all of that, you guys. That's not my way, right? You guys aren't used to that. So I'm going to take my little spoon, my cute little spoon, and I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive on the back of my spoon. And doing a no-no, doing everything right on top. And I'm going to set it in the cup like so. And then this is like whipped cream, which, you know, every ice cream needs a little whipped cream on it. And I want that to go slightly into the spoon. Now the spoon is still moving a little bit because it's, you know, it's liquid glue. But then that gets your spoon like it's ready to scoop up some of that whipped cream. So now there we go. Those are our placements. Now the only thing it's missing, a cherry on top, right? Now I have pre-cut these out, but I want to show you how I made them. So here's my pre-cut out pieces. So what I did was I took the adorable little cherry stamp, and for this one I am using Melon Mambo for my cherry color because it matches this piece right here. And when I color it, I'm going to zoom again. So, boy, that looks really not clear. Hopefully that's clear for you guys. I'm going to color down. So see how I kind of went down and covered? And then I'm going to turn it and I'm going to go down, trying to leave a bit of a V in this area. The reason for that is it's the stem area, right? So now this is a brand new color. This is Pecan Pie, and that's going to be the color of the stem. And then I'm going to take just the tip of the marker and I'm going to put it into that little V just to get the stem in there a little bit closer. Then when I stamp it down, it should look like a very cute little cherry with a stem. And you can always, like, if you don't like it, you can fill it in, you can add to it or whatever. So let me zoom back out so I can finish making the card. All right, now we're going to put all of our little pieces together. And I know I'm going to want this up on dimensionals, so I'm going to grab my dimensionals. It looks like I only have, minis close by. That's okay. I can use minis. So we're going to put a few more on the normal because these are smaller. And I know that the sentiment is definitely going to want to be popped up. But do I want anything else popped up? That is the question, right? So the answer is yes, I do. Now, if you're looking, you can see that this is sort of balancing funny. That may happen to you. So what I suggest is fold it back, put a little adhesive. Now this is shiny. Oh, see, it's moving. This is shiny, so it's going to not want to stick quite as well. But it'll help, and it'll just take a few minutes to dry. Got to get that straw back underneath it. and get the straw where I want it. And there. Now it's holding a little better. I'm going to give that a second to dry. I'm not going to do it with this one. What I'm going to do though is I am going to give it a little bit of a curve, like so. And I am going to put dimensionals, and I'm going to use these ends here. These ends right here to put on in the center of this. There's another one. But I want the spoon to have some dimension. So I'm going to go ahead and let that bend back. And I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive right there on the spoon. Then when I set it down, this is popped up a little bit. Oh, it really helps to take the backing off of your dimensionals. Quick tip, remove the transfer. They stick better. That's so funny. And this one isn't even live, so I don't even have that I'm doing it live excuse that I use so often. I don't know why I'm having trouble, because I'm doing a video. I had no trouble whatsoever when I made my first one, which I will show you guys in just a minute. And I can't pause it because I'm sitting, so you guys would know. Oh, she paused it. Okay, so now I can set this on here and press that down and hold it for just a minute. That way my spoon gets a little bit of dimension, and so does my cup. Now if you want to, you can put a little adhesive on each corner and hold that down. I would recommend that you do it first. Why are these not sticking? I don't know. So we're going to put a little adhesive here, and I'm going to tuck a little adhesive here and here, and then press and hold it for just a minute. So now, once this one dries, it gives it a little bit of form fitting. I'm not going to worry about down here, but you'll see, if you see it in person, you can see it has dimension. Can you guys see that? Okay, so I'm going to do basically the same thing with the larger milkshake. I'm going to curve it. Now the straw, I don't want the straw to have that same bend, so that's going to look a little bit different. So I'm going to put a little bit here, right down the center again. If you're using full-size dimensionals, I would recommend that you cut them in half for this middle section. And then I'm going to use this little half of one on the straw, because I do want the straw to pop up. Now I have to see if I can get this to even fit. It still looks too big. So I'm going to cut the half in half. And take that piece of the half and set it on the end of the straw so that the straw stays popped up also. Now this time I'm going to remember to remove my backings. Go me. And they're not going off very well. And this one I think I'll pick off because it's a half and it's going to be a little picky about what it does. See, it wants to come off. Sorry about this, you guys, but you know how videos are. This is real life, right? This is what happens when you're creating. Things don't always go as planned. Unstick from my fingernail. It wants to stay with me, you guys. This dimensional really likes me, apparently. Okay, and I'm going to put just a little bit of adhesive right here and here, and here. Now, because I embossed that whipped cream on this one, it does give it a little bit more of a bubbly look, which I think is more likely with your with a milkshake. So, and I've set this just a little bit lower onto the design, and that's why I like this paper, because I could tell, like, I have lines to follow. And then of course the sentiment, and yes, I am going to add those cherries, so give me just a minute to get the sentiment on. And we're also going to add a little bling, and then I'll show you the original card that I made, which is the same, but I use different colors and different shades of the designer series paper. By the way, this paper is actually from the Subtles 6x6 collection, and it is in Balmy Blue, which is also the ink that I used to stamp this sentiment, which is from the stamp set. So there we go. Now I'm going to grab my take your pick tool. Maybe. Here it is. So that I can put these cherries on where I want them. Now I'm going to put just a little dot of glue right where I want the cherries to go. That way, when I pick it up with the little gummy end, it will be already glued. It's got some backing stuck to it. So now we've got some cute little cherries on top. Isn't that cute? I hope you're all saying hello, even though this is a recorded video. Please say hello and let me know where you're from. Another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some Wink of Stella, and I am going to just add a little bit of shimmer. And you probably won't be able to even see this on the video, but trust me, in person, you can see Wink of Stella. Oops, stay. The glue's not quite dry yet. So just a little bit to give the cherries a little bit of a shine. Then I am going to add some fun sequins, just to make it a little bit more interesting. Because sparkle is always a good thing, right? And I'm adding 5 different sprinkles this time. Normally I just go for 3, but I think this card could use the extra bling. So, not sure I care for that placement of them though. This one's bugging me, I think. It's a little too centered. It looks like I'm making a smiley face. So maybe we'll move him over there. It's a little better, not great, but there you go. Life is sweeter with you. So this is the one that I did for you today. And then here, I did not add the hearts to this one. But let me zoom in on these cards for you in case you want to do a screenshot. But how fun is that? And look at this straw. I used the striped side of that designer series paper. These are the same designer series paper. This is also from the, what is it called? Why can't I remember? The Bright and Beautiful designer series paper. And like I said, this is from the ones that are, oh, I don't think they're on sale. They are not. The grouping. So this is from the Subtles collection of 6x6. So there you go. Those are the cards. So I hope you enjoyed this video and that you liked, ooh, I don't know what the heck happened there. Ooh, that was a little too close, right? For everybody. So anyway, this is the great little stamp and bundle set of Share a Milkshake, which comes with these great dies. See, even the hearts came there. There's the straw. There's a couple of layers. Okay, and then this fun background. So it's a great set to add to your collection. If you would like to shop, go to MemoryINKers.com. That's my Stampin' Up! Website. If you have questions, MemoryINKers@gmail.com. As of this recording, I do not have my June hostess code set up yet. So it will be posted at the top of my Facebook page if you want to go in under my hostess code. That would be awesome. Anyway, have a blessed and wonderful Saturday. I'm going to go celebrate my husband's birthday. Bye.